ADHD.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on ADHD. Wait, so it turns out your boy has ADHD. Who would have guessed? I got officially diagnosed about a year ago now. The process for getting diagnosed was odd. I didn't really
Mine took less than 7 months.
know what to expect when getting diagnosed, but I didn't expect it to include wires, that's for sure. By the way, 2 things. 1, I am not a doctor, so always get a professional diagnosis if you suspect anything. And 2, ADD is no longer a thing. It is all under ADHD now, with 2 flavors. There is the inattentive type and the hyperactive type. And apparently,
I'm inattentive. But if I'm with someone I'm comfortable with, I'm hyperactive.
I am the inattentive type. So, all of this started with good old classic denial. I had a lot of ADHD symptoms for a long time, and we'll go over specifics later, but have you ever noticed in TVs and movies?
I was thinking as well, I have ADHD, then about 40% of my family has it. I'm the only one who has got diagnosed with ADHD in my family. So, they must be suffering without realizing it. So
Where ADHD is just like, ooh, a squirrel, ooh, a ladybug, ooh, a piece of candy. Ah! Well, that's only on the surface level of ADHD, and unsurprisingly, it is a much more complicated thing than popular media. I thought, I don't do that, and therefore, I don't have any ADHD. But one day, I was watching goofy internet videos and saw something that was like, this video is very goofy and relatable. Allow me to just look down at what the creator wrote about the video and possible tags associated with this morsel of entertainment. I don't suspect anything. Arby's. This probably doesn't mean anything. This started to happen more and more until I started to ask some serious questions about myself.
it was a weird ass feeling getting diagnosed with ADHD. For about 10 seconds, I was shaking so much. It's like an alien inside me. I didn't know it was there.
So after all of this, these coincidences, it's led me to think and reflect on a lot of things. There were a lot of memories that started to seem like signs more than just memories, like forgetting to drink water for an entire day.
I don't know if I told this story before, but when I sat down for dinner and my mum went off somewhere, she came back. I was upstairs because I got distracted. I don't know if that's a kid thing. Could be one of the signs.
Might be a sign of something and not just be a goofy little thing that I do sometimes. So I started to read books and watch lectures and learn as much as I could about ADHD. And the more that I did, the more that puzzle pieces started to click. These are things that I did that I thought were normal, but were actually signs of ADHD. Having hundreds of tabs open at a time, constantly, to a point where 30 gigabytes of RAM is a necessity, is something people with ADHD do. Doing a task like locking a door, but seconds later, you aren't totally sure if you locked the door, so you relock it another time.
What I do now, I normally stare at the door handle, mess with it a little. I've locked this. I say to myself, I've locked this.
Time or 2. There's this thing I like to do when I'm alone, where I walk in circles for a couple of hours and I talk to myself. Don't judge me. I like it, but also apparently it's an ADHD thing. Reading paragraphs of books over and over, even though I'm very intentionally trying to read it, I have to do it multiple times. It took me ages to finish Hatchet. Ages! And it wasn't even that good. Going to do a task and forgetting what the task was on my way to do it because I'm thinking of something in the meantime. Chronically. Like this happens every day, all day. Like this one time, Kelly wanted some chocolate and I was like, I can get you chocolate. And I went to the kitchen to go get chocolate. But from point A to point B, I just got distracted. And I kind of found myself holding chocolate. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm hungry for chocolate. And I eat it. And I get back to the room where Kelly was sitting and she was sad because I was eating her chocolate. I don't know how to explain it other than like, I didn't mean to do that. It just happened. And it happens a lot. Caffeine does not work on me and just makes my heart rate go up. Contacting me is a nightmare and usually takes a couple of messages until I get around to it. Not doing things right up until the deadline. That one.
I'm supposed to sign up for jobs and haven't done it yet. Our appointment is in about 6 days from now.
One's a common one. And the list goes on. So after all of this reflection and learning, I have very strong suspicions that I have ADHD. So I had to get a professional to assess me and look at my brain. Oh God. The assessment included a bunch of questions, but the first part of it included this new test, which I think was called an EKG. They strap a bunch of wires to your head and measure your brain waves.
That's mostly in America, isn't it? Over fucking wires. That's a lot of effort for ADHD test.
The instructions were to stay still and do not move for 30 minutes. ADHD test. Stay still. 30 minutes. You already know the results.
I tried to sit still. After getting diagnosed, I was like, I'm going to try to stay still. Don't do anything. No entertainment, no nothing. I couldn't sit still. I was just like this for about 5 seconds, and I kept messing with my hands. I can't sit still.
I had ADHD, and I felt weirdly relieved. There has been a lot of frustration in my life because despite trying really hard to focus, I could only achieve half as much as other people. So despite still having issues with it, it feels good to know.
I actually like maths now. I don't fully grasp it. Like times. I know how to solve it. I was so close on the question. So close.
Know why. I never expected that was going to be a meaningful thing to me, but here we are. Anyway, after my diagnosis, there was talk about medication, and that did not go well, but I'm going to make a second video about that. I have an idea of what I'm going to say, but since we're entering medication territory, I want to try to be a little bit more thoughtful about how I go about the video. So, need a little bit more time. Thank you for your patience.